Alright, so this is part 9 of my 30-part series on all Ohio prisons. I thought I lost track and retitled one of them the wrong number. I'm still trying to figure it out. But altogether I did Richland Correctional, Lake Erie Correctional, Noble, Lancaster, Belmont, Lucasville, Lebanon, and Marion that I could find when I looked it up. I was trying to remember. If I'm wrong, correct me. But this should be number 9, Trumbull Correctional, Level 3 in Leavittsburg, which is where I actually went home from after doing 6 years, 9 months. As you can see, it's a decently big place, but I've been to some bigger spots. Like they're like Noble, way bigger than this. Richland, way bigger than this. Lake Erie, a little bit smaller than this. So it just all depends on where you're at. Lancaster, probably just as small as Lake Erie. One of them might be a little bit bigger, but they're pretty close in size. I'm using those as comparisons. I'm going to show an aerial view video from a drone, and I'm going to show a couple news clips after I'm done with all this. So I remember when I rode in there, and I had 9 months left to do it, and there was an assault on 2 officers. But then I found this story, and it didn't feel like the time matched up. So I think it happened again right around that same time, actually. Then I found another situation involving a CO that they said was allegedly bringing things in. And then I found another story of a different CO. There was a couple staff assaults when I was there. But it's definitely an active prison. It's a level 3 close security. It's a lot of gang members there. It's a lot of structure there with certain organizations. It's a lot going on for real. But you got a couple blocks that ain't so much like that. But you got blocks that really are like that. And as you can see back here, you got 12 east, 12 west, 13 east, 13 west, 14 east, 14 west, which when I was there, 14 east was LPH, limited privilege housing. And I did a couple bids over there. It's where instead of putting you in the hole, they put you over there and they give you limited privilege to your belongings. Boring as fuck. But you walk to the chow hall, which is over here. This is like administration back here where the hole's at though. In that white corner over there. This would be the chow hall right here, like I said. This is like a recreation over here. And that's the main yard right here. But this is also a yard. So you gotta figure like, yeah, this is a yard that people mostly walk through. This is the actual recreational yard. And if you're from this area, then you know, like I'm from Warren City, which is right down the road from here. There's a church that's over here that is in Leavittsburg. So I'm just giving you like a, if you're from around here, you'll know, because I know you hear them. I used to hear the inmates back there, and I used to see the lights years before I would have ever thought. TCI usually has about 1,529 inmates, but give or take usually around 200 extra. You know, like I said before, none of the prisons in Ohio exactly hold what they're supposed to hold. I'm gonna go into a couple story times about this place. Definitely, it's got, like I said, it's got some riffraff. Uh, it's got a lot of action. It's got a lot of stuff going on that I'm not even gonna get into in this video, but it's not hard to use your imagination. You can have a lot of fun here for sure, but the investigators here, they don't play. They're pretty serious about some shit, and it's easy to get yourself wrapped up in gang shit, all type of different shit. I had some shit happen a couple times while I was here, ended up in the hole multiple times under invest, different stupid shit like that. Yeah, you know how it goes. I found myself in the hole multiple times while I was here. I was in 3 blocks. I was in 13 West, went to the hole, got out, went to 12 West, got into a fight with my bunkie over there, went to the hole, got out, went to 12 East, and then I ended up going home. But that's not counting the 2 bids that I did in LPH. PH. Altogether, I was here for 9 months. Now I came to Flying High for the or my bad. I came to Trumbull Correctional for the Flying High program, and I was at Lebanon. I had signed up to it forever, like a year and a half, 2 years prior, and I didn't take nothing of it. But then they finally came to me and was like, "Hey, you still interested in the Flying High?" Now, mind you, when you're at Lebanon, you're fucking stuck there. Like it's hard to get out. You gotta crash out and level up. If you're at Lebanon level 3 for disciplinary, there's really no getting Columbus to move you. But I got lucky. There was like 5, 7 people that came with us, and there's a couple black dudes, couple white dudes, me. You know, we all went, and a Puerto Rican dude. I think it was like a mixture of everybody, but we were all going here for this exact reason. Matter of fact, one of the dudes I work with who came here for that reason, I'm not gonna say his name, but I don't know if he had wanted to, but he came to Trumbull with me for the exact same reason I did. But once he got there, they said he wasn't actually eligible. I don't know if it was something on his prison record or what. But they was like, my bad. Then they bounced him right back to a whole different prison. So he came from one prison to Trumbull for the Flying High. They said, never mind, and then put him to a whole different spot. So really, they just uprooted this whole situation. Part 9 out of my 30-part series on all Ohio ODRC correctional facilities. This one's on TCI, Trumbull Correctional Level 3, better known as Trumbull Walls. 2 officers assaulted by inmate at Trumbull County Facility, Lewisburg, Ohio. 2 corrections officers were transported to a local hospital following an assault by an inmate on Friday, according to Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction. You see what it says. I'm going to try to speed through this. Smith said 2 officers were treated at a local hospital for their injuries. One officer was released Friday evening. The other remains in the hospital in stable condition. The inmate was transferred to OSP, we call it, immediately following. So that's a level 5. I think they take level 4s too. Someone can correct me because we've been going back and forth about Lucasville and OSP if either one of them takes the higher or lower status, meaning 4s and 5s. You see what it says. This is something else I found. A former inmate from Trumbull Correctional Institution, 2023, received 5 to 7.5 years in prison sentence. Damn, added on to his 11 years. You see what it says. It goes into some other people too from my area, like Jennifer, Missouri. That's now. That's like one town over, but I don't know none of these people. I'm just letting y'all read through it if you want. All right, check this out. Former corrections officer pleads guilty for bringing rugs into local prison. Guilty. You see what it says? You can pause it if you got to. There's the rest of it right here. So that's just some of the random stuff I found online. I gotta hurry up with this video. Um, quick memory. I'll do side videos after this, but a quick memory was I was in the hole. I did 21 days. I wanted to go back to live with my buddy Squirrel, but they had already gave my rack away. They said, listen, we got 3 cells open, 3 black cells. And like I said, there was like a couple hundred more people that should be there. It was like there's 2 heartless felons and a GD. It was like, we know your folks, because my SPG level 2 participation and all that, recruiting and participation or whatever the fuck they call it, which I don't do that no more. But at that time, I was into all that. So they're like, you could go live with him, right? You guys will get along, right? I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't see why not. So I get in there, some older dude, bald dude. I start talking to him. I go to lock up with him, and then I go to knock with him. Both times he's like looking at me. He's like, no, I don't do that. I'm like, oh, they told me that's what that's who you was. So I thought they did an SPG move. He's like, they probably did, but they don't know what they're talking about. They put that on me like 15 years ago. Fast forward 3 days, I see quickly that he's a schizo. He's talking to himself. He don't do no rugs or nothing either. Well, we had the same damn yellow GTL earbuds. They both work the same. He tried saying he marked his and that I swapped them, which wouldn't make sense because they both work. So he jumps up all fast, running his mouth. I take off on him, left jab. I don't think he thought I was going to do that. We get to fighting. Miss Phillips catches us red-handed during count time. I read the ticket before from another whatever video. It just says she come to the window and caught us fighting red-handed.
But yeah, this video got to end. We ended up going to the hole. I was pissed because I was only out for 3 fucking days. Hey, let me know if you guys like these. But here goes a couple news articles. Stay safe, stay free, stay blessed.
Trumbull correctional officers were recovering after being attacked by an inmate. This all happened yesterday. They were told that the officers will be okay, but the officers did have to get medical attention. The Ohio Department of Corrections is investigating. They wouldn't release any other information.
Prison in Trumbull County finished during 1992. The Trumbull Correctional Institution will mark 30 years in operation next week. It has 1,447 inmates right now in Leavittsburg. TCI's newest warden, Anthony Davis, says the 30th anniversary is all about celebrating the prison's past and current staff.
And sometimes this is a thankless job, working inside the fence. You know, you don't get to see us out at Halloween passing out candy or in the malls at Christmas time.
TCI employs 378 people.